Hello there, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I'm doing this special reading because this full moon in Libra energy is just amazing. I think it's a really moving things around for us. If you have felt stuck, especially since the beginning of the year, this moon, this full moon is really helping to move some energies around. The Libra energy is all about bringing balance into our life. So this is really having us take a really good look at those habits, those relationships, those situations that we keep kind of holding on to a little bit. It's going to give us the courage and the strength to break out of that holding pattern, help us to get unstuck, and help us to embrace what it is that we truly want in our life. So this is a lovely energy. I am going to do a quick read for every single zodiac sign. I'll start with Aries. Each of the zodiac signs are time-stamped in the description box below. So you can go straight to yours if you want to. So I'll do a quick read about what you are supposed to kind of push out of your life, eliminate, and what is wanting to come in, which is the really exciting part, right? And then we'll do a soul truth card for each sign too. All right, so I'll go ahead and get started with Aries. So Aries, let's see what we have for you. We're going to pull two cards to see what you need to go ahead and eliminate, step out of, and then we'll pull two cards for what is coming into your life. Wow, Aries. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Emperor, your energy is right here. Interesting. Okay, so Aries, your energies lately have been about needing to let go of something. There's a truth with the Page of Swords. There's some type of truth that you're kind of holding on to, that you feel is right, but this truth or this belief is holding you back. The King of Swords is a stubborn type of energy. A little calculating, a little analytical, over analytical at times. It tries not to see beyond what is right in front of them. So Aries, think about a situation that you may have in your life. That could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a belief system. There's something that is in your life that is significant. This is not a little thing, and I'm saying that because of what's coming up. It's not a little thing. And the problem is that whatever you are kind of standing in as being completely true, I feel like you're getting the intuitive hit that maybe what you need to do is look a little bit farther out, step out of your comfort zone a little bit. Aries, this is all it's all air energy, very significant air energy, almost like a paralysis by analysis, that energy of just holding on to something for dear life, being a little bit stubborn about it. You may even be getting some information from other people. Other people may be sharing their ideas, but you're just kind of like holding on to this because there is something beautiful that is wanting to come in. There's with Hierophant, and this is, a long-term committed relationship. It could be with somebody from the past. It could be also somebody that you've known for a very long time, like perhaps from childhood or something like that. It's this softer energy. Okay, this right here is a very harsh energy. This is a much softer energy. It's kind of like stepping into this higher wisdom. It's looking at the world with more of a sweetness to it, almost a naivety, right? The Hierophant is very knowledgeable, has a lot of wisdom, But with the Six of Cups here, it's a softer energy. It's just so loving. It's moving. Okay, that it's moving a little bit from your mind, your ego, into more of a heart-based type of energy of following your heart and perhaps following what you want to do based on something that you did as a child or you dreamed of as a child. We have the Emperor energy. We have the Five of Cups energy, the Ten of Wands. It's time to go in a new path. You know, your energy right here is tied to a lot of burdens about some type of loss. I feel it's almost this energy of you may have lost something, a relationship, a job, money. You could have had a significant loss in your life, and it's kind of like, no, I'm cutting that out of my life. I'm not going in that direction ever again. For some of you, you could have ended a long-term committed relationship or a marriage. You could have ended something significant like that in your life and said, no, no more. I'm not getting remarried. I'm not stepping into love anymore. And then all of a sudden, you know, somebody comes in that really helps you to see the sweetness of what it is that you've lost. I think the thing that you lost is, you know, related to the Hierophant in some way. Long-term committed relationship, institutions, corporate life. It could be, you know, a higher learning, university, that type of thing. It's time to go in a new path. It's time to embrace the new. And the Fool doesn't have any indication of what is on the path, right? Doesn't really plot it out at all. Says, you know what, I don't know where I'm going, and that's okay. That's the Fool energy, you know. So I feel like that's what you're being asked to do as we come into, you know, this energy of the full moon in Libra. It's about, okay, you want to bring more balance into your life. The way to bring it in is to have this curiosity about life, of just embracing, you know, of understanding. You don't have to know the path. You don't have to know exactly the ending. Like if you start dating somebody new, you don't have to know how is this going to end up, right? Just embracing the experience, embracing whatever comes your way, just with a sense of, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. So let's see where we have what we have here. Where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? Why am I not there? What will it take for me to feel well? If my body could talk, it would say. So, you know, one of the things is, it says make some new exciting goals to take your health to the next level. You know, there's this energy of, you know, when your body aches in a certain area, it is an indication that, you know, there are some energies that need to be moved out. And so you could actually, there's a lot of information on the internet and on YouTube about that. So I would just kind of suggest, you know, what in your health, and your health includes not only your physical health, but your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. What are some things that maybe you are, you know, needing to change, right? To embrace this new adventure that is ahead of you. All right, Aries, I am going to leave it there. I wish you much love and light, and embrace this. Really, you know, with this full moon in Libra, embrace the balance that is wanting to come into your life. Okay, so we're going to move on to Taurus. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to pull 2 cards for your you know, what you're leaving behind, and then pull 2 cards for what is trying to come in. Okay. Oh my gosh. All 4 cards are major arcana. Ace of Cups. Loving yourself, loving your life, putting your love out there, and embracing any new love that wants to come your way. Okay, so we have the Emperor and the Strength. Taurus, this energy has been in your in your readings for some time. You know, what you're being asked to kind of like put to the side to help bring more balance into your life is a feeling like you have to be in control. You know, the Emperor has the control. The Strength card is about, you know, trying to almost tame other people, other situations. There's this energy here of trying to almost like over control. And it could be even with your emotions, because with the Strength card here, it means that it's taking some courage to stay in control. You could be dealing with an Aries or a Leo, but you don't have to be. But this energy of really trying to stay in control of a situation, in control of your own life. There's like no embracing here of just of life. And you know, to me, this is almost like a very hard work type of energy. Not wanting to embrace just fun and pleasure. That's how I feel. So if you can balance some of that out, try to surrender some of your control and instead embrace the energy of trusting the universe, right? There is this new path. And Taurus, I know from your readings, this has really been coming in. There's this new path that has been waiting. You've been having to get a different perspective of this new path. You know, the Emperor is in control, loves his empire, gender doesn't matter, but just kind of like, you know, just continues to build on the same empire. This is saying it's time for a new empire. It's time to take a different perspective, to look again at a situation that you may have been wanting to go on, but you have been like putting at bay, putting on hold, not wanting to do it. This full moon in Libra is saying to you, it is time. Look at this. You have the Judgment card. It is a call for you to embrace what it is that you want to do and to go after your 9 of Cups. And underneath here is the 10 of Cups. I mean, the 10 of Pentacles, you know, wealth. You know, if you are afraid of leaving a situation because you know, it's stable. This could be even like working for a corporation or working for a job that, you know, you feel perhaps a little bit safe in, except that you're not in control. Somebody else is controlling you. There's this sense of going on your own path, starting your own business, going in a direction where you have more autonomy, where you are kind of in charge instead of putting somebody else kind of almost in charge of your life. This is a major life change for you. If you're feeling like it's a romantic connection, it is. I feel like for some of you, you may have to have the courage in order to leave somebody that may be controlling your life in order to go in a direction where you open yourself up to just embracing what life has to offer you. Lovely, lovely energy. And Taurus, I know that, you know, this energy has kind of been in your readings lately, about having to, you know, step away from something that is truly holding you back from what it is that you want. Oh, from whom can I release my judgment right now? Judgment closes our heart to truth and separates us from love. It binds us to our fear and holds us in shame. On whom are you placing judgment right now? Is it someone in your life? Is it yourself? Release the shackles, drop the expectations, and be grateful for what is. I feel like that is really part of this calling about, you know, if somebody is judging you or if you are judging somebody else, it's about replacing that judgment with love. And sometimes we are our harshest, you know, judge. We judge ourselves harsher than anybody else could judge us. And so, you know, really and truly embrace that energy of not judging yourself for perhaps staying in a situation too long or allowing somebody to have control over you, or trying to control somebody else. It's about putting that to the side, saying, okay, I'm not that person anymore. You know, I'm not going to allow that, or I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to step into this energy of loving myself and not, not holding yourself kind of like overly accountable. You do need to, always atone for what you may have, your part that you may have played. But it's about, okay, forgive yourself, forgive this person, make your apologies if you're needing to make some, and then move on and move into this lovely new energy. All right, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you much love and light in that situation, all your situations, and please go out there and embrace this full moon energy. All right, so we have Gemini up next. Let's see what this full moon is bringing for you. We're going to do 2 cards for what to release and 2 cards for what is trying to come in to help bring you more balance in this next part. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have the Devil and the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. Gemini. Okay, I'm going to clarify these two. All right, we have the Strength card on the bottom. And I'm going to sit with it just for a minute. Okay, Gemini, I feel, especially with this Devil and the 10 of Cups underneath, there's this energy that something that you thought was your 10 of Cups isn't. It's this energy of being attached to something that you thought was your 10 of Cups, but clearly is toxic, is not for you. It's this energy of needing to release this idea of what you thought that you wanted for your life long term. There's a situation here where you are being asked to, you're being called to move into a new direction, to move into this direction and not necessarily know what it is. It's so interesting because this is how the cards are on the table. This is what you are to release. You're wanting to go in what you think is your 9 of Cups. Gemini, this is so interesting. I feel like whatever you think is your 9 of Cups, it's almost as if you're being told, no, it's not. It's not. It's almost as if you're getting a clean slate. What you don't understand is that you're being called to go take action in a different direction. And yet at the same time, you may be even kind of like searching, what is my 9 of Cups, right? And it's you may feel like, oh, I need to go on a new path. I'm not in my 9 of Cups. I need to go into a new path. I need to look for my 10 of Cups. The message here is just incredible. I don't think I've ever gotten a message like this before. And Gemini, I'm not surprised because your readings have been over the top lately. I love them. It's about putting down the idea of having 10 of Cups I feel like what your true Ten of Cups is going to be, you can't even imagine. That's all I can say. You can't even imagine it. It's like so over the top that you can't even imagine it. And yet I feel like you're trying to create it. You're trying to move in that direction of what your 9 or 10 of Cups is. And it's like, no, you can't. And yet at the same time, it's almost like this embrace just life in general. Just do what it is that you enjoy doing. Follow your bliss. But follow it and recognize that, do it intuitively. You're doing it with spirit. Spirit is coming in. Your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, they're all coming together and saying, okay, just go with us. Just go with this. Moving on. Look at this. This is what's coming in. You're moving on from trying to find what it is that you want and finding it. But it's so different. It's so different than what you thought. Because it's almost as if you can't even imagine it. If you have really been a Gemini, spending some time trying to figure out what it is that you want and have been struggling with it, you're probably going to resonate with this, because it's kind of like, yeah, I don't even know what I want. That's because Spirit is saying to you, you're kind of like focused on, I've got to be happy. I've got to find my happiness. And it's kind of like, no. The sun is more than the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups put together. It's more than just love. It's joy. It's abundance. It's shining your light. You're moving on to shining your light, and you can't even imagine the world that you're about to step into. So it's this energy of just, look at this, embracing with love, this ending. I feel like you are truly at the end of a very tough cycle. And the Death card is rebirthing. It's like, embrace it with the Page of Cups. It's bring the love into this transformation that is happening for you. There is, look at this, you're going to be shining your star. We have the sun and the star. Incredible energy. Just, it's so interesting, because I feel like when this comes in, you're going to be like, I didn't even know this is what I wanted. That's the energy that I get. Like, you can't even imagine it. And if you have been feeling very stuck, like things are not coming in, like you're really trying to manifest and everything, it's almost this sense of, don't try to manifest. Don't even, and I know that sounds weird, because you're on this journey. You're being taken. You're being taken on this journey by listening to your intuition, listening to your guides, wherever, it's almost this energy of just get up in the morning and say, okay, what are we doing? And I know that doesn't work in the 3D, right? But it's all the time. If you have a job that you have to go to from 9 to 5 or whatever, you have a family and everything. It's trying to embrace that as much as you can. Where am I called to use my voice right now? This one kind of dropped out. It says, you have a soul script that was written to be spoken. Your story matters, and it's time for you to share it with the world. Share your story with at least one person today. Be brave and speak your truth. Your voice will be the catalyst for healing in others. It's so interesting that this is coming out, because the other day I live in a kind of a small community, and I was helping with some of the other ladies. We were planting flowers in our common area place, and I met a few ladies that I had not that are kind of in the community, but I had not met before. And it's so interesting. I started sharing my story a little bit with this stranger. I mean, she's a neighbor, but a stranger. I had never met her before. And all of a sudden, she started sharing her story, and we had so many things in common. It was just uncanny, right? And I feel like it was kind of like healing for both of us, just to have somebody else, to meet somebody else that had encountered some of the same experiences in our life. And, we were sharing about, how supportive that is. I feel like that is part of your journey, is just kind of opening up, like sharing a little bit of yourself. And, you're going to have more people coming in onto your path with the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, new people. I feel like you have a whole new tribe coming in. If you feel like you're on this path of leaving behind people that you love, but maybe have outgrown, there's this energy of not to worry. Go ahead and step forward, because there are new people that are coming into your path. And then this one, your passions will continuously lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive in you? Trust your soul's whispering and let your passion draw you towards your dream life. Okay, Gemini. Oh my gosh. It's such an amazing reading. It's really about just, follow your bliss. Do a little bit every day of something that you just enjoy doing. Listen to your intuition while you're doing it. How are you feeling? What other messages are you getting? Your angels, your spirit guides are trying to come in and guide you in this way. So, wow, Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you so much love and light. I always love your readings, because lately they've just been kind of, very spiritual, over the top. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Please embrace this full moon in Libra. And I look forward to seeing what you have coming on your path very soon. Much love and light to you. Bye for now. Okay, Cancer, we're moving on to Cancer. So let's see, Cancer, we're going to pull 2 cards. I'm pulling 2 cards for what, needs to leave your life and what is trying to come in to bring more balance into your life and help you to step more onto your path. So let's see what we have here. Oh, interesting. We have the 6 of Wands and the King of Wands. And then coming in is a Sun is on the bottom. I love this. Okay, so what you're to release in this full moon is kind of this energy. I feel like you have kind of gone on your own path and found some victory in it. But it's time to go somewhere else now. It's time to kind of release this. You've gone as far as you can, as far as that King of Wands is, will take you. So the King of Wands represents, leadership, individuality, kind of like going in this direction of beating your own drum and saying, I'm doing it my way, right? Well, you found success in that, but that success is now ready to kind of be released so that you can bring in something else. There's a sense of having to bring in more harmony in your family. So let's put it this way. The King of Wands, King of Fire, he's kind of an individual, right? He kind of does what he wants to do, and gender doesn't matter. It's this energy of I'm independent. I'm going to do my things my way a little bit. Okay. Now, Cancer, one of the interesting things is that you are very much close to the home and hearth, and it's time to kind of see how the Knight of Pentacles is riding towards the house. I feel like it's time for you to move a little bit closer to home. It doesn't mean that you can't keep some of your independence. It doesn't mean that you have to give up this job or whatever. It's kind of like, okay, you did that, but now it's time to also kind of like move a little bit closer to back to being with family. You've kind of gone on this theme because there's some joy and abundance in being with your family. Okay. And that's really important to you, Cancer. I am going to clarify just this, especially, yeah. Five of Wands. I feel like there's been some conflict. There's a situation where, you know, you have kind of like gone on your own path and beat your own drum for some time. It's time for that cycle to kind of come to an end. And full moons are about that, you know, about ending a cycle. This could have been a business that you wanted to start and you went and started it, you know, or you wanted to go, you know, you had a hobby that you spent a lot of time on, or you know, you may have gone back to school, you know, something like that. And you were victorious. You did a good job with that, Cancer. But now that's coming to a close. There's a time for you to bring that to an end because there's some healing. I feel like when you went on this path, Cancer, one of the problems is that you left behind some people that have kind of missed you in their life. Right? Because you were concentrating, I feel like you were concentrating on your work. There's time, and you were successful at it. So now it's kind of like to bring the pendulum back into balance, right? So like you went and you did this, right? But the pendulum swung out here, right? And you put a lot of your time and energy into whatever this represents, right? Your career or a hobby or a side business, right? But now it's time to kind of, with this full moon in Libra, to kind of come back and spend a little bit more time with your relationships, especially I feel in the home and, you know, hearth area. And that could include your extended family or friends, you know, but there is an energy of trying to bring that back into balance. What am I most afraid of losing? Oh, interesting. As we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was to make room for what will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? What if it was a big fat lie? What if it was impossible to lose any of those things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? Yeah, there's this sense of, you know, if you move away from this, don't spend as much time and energy on it, what are you going to lose? You know, your business may not do as well, right? Or, you know, you may feel like the business will completely go under if you're not there every single day. But there's this sense that you need to bring some balance into your life. What you think you may lose is not possibly not even true, right? Because it says here, you know, sometimes you have to let go of something that was, right, to make room for what will be. And for some of you, you could have been kind of on this I'm going to be single forever type of energy, right? I'm going to be single and do my thing, right? But now there's this energy of kind of like slowing down and enjoying life a little bit more. This is a lot of fast-paced energy, and this is more of a slow energy. And in that, it's a little bit about like stopping and smelling the roses, enjoying the people that are in your life, embracing that, because that is really important to you, Cancer. You know, that really and truly is very important to your zodiac sign. And not to like stereotype, but if you're recognizing that maybe that is something that you have put to the side for some time to work on something else, then, you know, to embrace that energy of allowing those people to come back into your life. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Cancer. I wish you much love and light, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, so now we'll have Leo. So Leo, what I'm doing is I'm pulling 2 cards to represent what you need to release in this full moon, and then 2 cards for what is trying to come in. So let's see what you have. Really interesting. Empress energy on the bottom. So birthing something new. You know, sometimes this is an energy of, you know, second chances, Phoenix rising from the ashes, that type of thing. Okay, so you have been, there's something about, you know, joy, happiness, abundance. It's been kind of slow, you know, moving along slowly. I am going to clarify that because we have the Empress on the bottom. It is a sense of trying to build this in a very, wow. Empress again. Wow. All right. Putting a lot of time and energy possibly into a very spiritual connection, romantic connection. We have the Hierophant and the High Priestess. So that represents a connection, possibly romantic, that is very much, you know, a strong connection. Lots of time and energy being put into that. But the abundance and the joy are taking a very long time actually coming in. I feel like you have a strong connection to this person, but it may not necessarily be bringing you a lot of happiness and joy. So it's a situation where it's about, you know, releasing your need, perhaps, of having this joy. There's a sense of finding victory in it when you're willing to kind of settle down. Interesting, because Cancer had this energy too. The Four of Pentacles is a little bit about holding back. You could, if you feel like you may have been overspending lately, that could be something that you want to look at. But a little bit about holding back, you know, but holding on to your dreams, of finding your dreams of what it is that you want in life. And you're going to be victorious in it. So let me go ahead and clarify this. I feel like with this Empress coming out twice, you know, there is Ten of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Yeah, something new really coming in. You have to put an ending to an idea. You have to end a specific idea of what, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody that's very nurturing and kind of, you know, a little bit like a stay-at-home mom, but also is very business savvy, home and hearth. There's this energy of putting something to bed. That's what they're saying. Something to bed. I'm going to say that means to end something, you know, a difficult ending. I feel like it's this connection over here. I feel like having this connection end, and it may have already ended, brings you into this energy of having all of the abundance that you were actually seeking before. But there's a sense that you have to, with the Four of Pentacles, there's this new idea of coming in. You have a new idea heading your way. Four of Pentacles again. Seven of Swords. Somebody is holding back from you. Somebody's holding back, and I feel like you're holding yourself back from something. But when you embrace this new idea that's coming in, I feel like you're embracing a new idea. You get everything it is that you want. Ten of Pentacles is literally getting what you want materially. And the Queen of Pentacles is a lovely energy. I feel like your idea of what it is that you think you want changes. You could have a really distinct connection with somebody. a relationship. But there's this energy of it's not bringing in all of the joy that you thought it was going to bring in. And so there's this almost a move into finding happiness more in the 3D. I feel like you may have gone very spiritual here, right? And now it's almost like you may have gone too, like almost, I don't want to say too spiritual, but you know, almost embracing that, and what you lost was a little bit of how to navigate in the 3D. There needs to be a balance. So you were like really in the 5D, okay? And now you need to kind of come back into reality. I think that's why I was getting the message. You may, you know, something about money, holding on to money. What am I most afraid of losing? Interesting, because I think somebody else had this. As we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was to make room for what will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? I move forward knowing I am powerful beyond measure. I am loved, I am safe, and I belong. I feel as if that is perhaps what you are having to... I feel like this spiritual journey was like going so slow, but you were holding on to some belief about it. You may have felt like you shouldn't make money. You may have a spiritual gift or something, and you felt like you shouldn't make money using your gift or something like that. But now you may have gotten into a position where it's kind of like needing to step more. To me, this is very grounded energy. I feel like you almost became ungrounded in a way. Really interesting. I would love to hear in the comments how this is resonating with you, because it's a very different to go. The thing you're releasing is, you know, the 5D type of, you know, spirituality, and then embracing more of the 3D, of bringing it back more down to the ground, however that may resonate with you. All right, Leo, I am going to leave it there. I do wish you so much love and light in this situation and all your situations, and I hope to see you again really soon. Okay, so now we're moving on to Virgo. So Virgo, let's see what we have here for you. I'm pulling 2 cards for what you are to release, and then 2 cards for what is trying to come in. So let's see what we have here. Okay, 8 of Swords. Yep, your self-doubt. Okay, this is lovely. And what you need to release is your indecision about what path to take. It's almost this energy of, you know, choose a path, you know, but there's this energy of you're too up in your head trying to decide what path to take. Because what is trying to come in, it's almost like you have to surrender to the journey. Just surrender. Just say to your guides, to your angels, okay, I'm going to leave it up to you. Send me the signs and I will follow them, you know, because look at this. You have the strength to find the clarity, you know, you get the clarity and then you have the strength to go into this new direction and leave behind all of this anxiety and step into this energy of the Queen of Wands, very confident, ready to move forward. So let's see. I'm going to clarify this. This is pretty clear cut. Yes. Hanged Man. You've been waiting too long. You're kind of, it's almost as if you're trying to, you're just overanalyzing. You're overanalyzing what path to take. And I think you want a new path, Virgo. It's like, yes, I want a new path, but it's kind of like, you know, the Fool really just embraces it. Just says, okay, I'm going for it. I don't know what's going to happen. Doesn't overanalyze it, right? And I think that that's what you're being asked to do, is to put down all of this turmoil that you have you've been thinking about it for a long time, and you're just like, it's just bringing sadness almost to you. And it's kind of like, yeah, just embrace the new that's trying to come in. Just embrace it. Just, just, every single day, just wake up and say, okay, I'm going to follow the signs and symbols, They could be animals, animal spirits, or they could be feathers that you find, repeating numbers. It's like whatever you're thinking about when you see those, it's just kind of like confirmation. Yes, you're on the right path. Keep going. Am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up to my life? You are the asset. This body is your vehicle. Notice how your body is feeling, how much sleep you are getting, and what you can do to help your body rest. Take a bath, put on some lavender essential oil, go to bed ridiculously early, or give yourself a timeout today. Notice your body thanking you. Yeah, and I feel like, you do have this Eight of Swords underneath here, the Two of Swords. That's restlessness, right? That's not being able to sleep, because it's almost like you're trying to figure out the answer. And that is what you need to release. It's kind of like your angels and spirit guides are like, just allow us to bring it into you, just listen to the symbols, to the signs, and embrace what you have about to come on your path. Well, Virgo, I wish you much love and light, and I hope to see you again really soon. Okay, so moving on to Libra. So Libra, welcome. So we are going to be pulling 2 cards for what you are to release in this full moon in Libra. So you are probably really feeling the effects of this full moon. So 2 cards about what to release, and 2 cards about what is trying to come in for you. So remember, you have to release something before something new can come in. So let's see what we have here. The Empress and the 9 of Wands and the 3 of Wands and the 4 of Swords with the High Priestess. Truly embracing your intuition at this time. Okay, I am going to clarify. The Empress has just been popping out so much. So let's see what we have over here. Oh, wow. 3 of Wands on the bottom. I feel as if, Libra, you have been trying to, it's been a long journey with the 9 of Wands, okay? A lot of obstacles in trying to rebirth yourself, trying to get a second chance on life. To me, the Empress is showing up as the Phoenix Rising card here. Trying to get something started, either in your life, or it could be a business that you're trying to start. For some of you, a family, you could be trying to start a family, a new relationship. It's just been a long road. For some of you, it could even be almost like 9 months. 9 months. It could be even 9 months or 9 years. There's this situation where you're trying to bring something in. It's almost like you're trying so hard, right, that you can't get it to work. And we have the King of Wands. Part of it could be that you are, the King of Wands. This came out, I think, for Cancer too. The King of Wands is very independent, right? Beats his drum to his own music, right? Does his thing. Very kind of like takes action before he thinks about it. And Libra, you're an air sign, right? So I feel like you may have been making a lot of changes in your life recently, especially since maybe October of last year, because that's when we had the new moon in Libra. Almost this energy of taking action, but not necessarily putting enough thought into it. There's this sense of, I'm doing this because I want to, a little bit with this King of Wands. And there's this energy of taking another look at that with the Judgment card and the Empress. You know, bringing something back to light, looking at it again, but looking at it with love. So there's a sense of, I feel like what you're being asked to release is this sense of, I'm doing it on my own. I'm doing it my way. I have to have my independence. I'm doing it my own way. Kind of releasing that a little bit. And forgiving yourself or forgiving others about whatever has occurred. It's like with this full moon in Libra, it's kind of like allow it to be released with love. That is for sure. Because what you have here is something that you have been wanting for a long time, healing. And it could be healing in a certain situation or relationship. With the Judgment card and the Empress, Nine of Wands, the Empress again, Four of Wands, Temperance. It's taken a long time. I feel like for some of you, this is a relationship. And, you may have ended a relationship or somebody else ended a relationship. A relationship ended, and then you kind of were like, yeah, I'm going out on my own. I'm doing my own thing, and that's fine because, sometimes when a relationship ends, we need to kind of almost find ourselves again. But it's almost like this energy of, okay, you found yourself. You did that. It's time to kind of come back into this energy of forgiving the situation, of looking at the situation and understanding how much you gained out of it, right? How much you have learned about yourself, how much you have tried to rebirth yourself, bring yourself back into, I feel like you were trying to take yourself back to something that you had at one time. And it's this energy of understanding, okay, perhaps what I thought it was going to be like, it's not necessarily that way. So for instance, say you were really good at, ice skating when you were young, right? And you hadn't ice skated in a long time. And then, you had this situation end or whatever. And then you decide you were going to take up ice skating again, right? And you started ice skating, to try to get yourself back to that same energy you had at a time when you were really happy. But it's about understanding that it's not the ice skating that can bring you happiness. It's about getting into this energy of loving yourself, of loving those that are around you, of not being a little bit over judgmental about things and kind of like looking at things with rose-colored glasses. Even though you don't want to live with rose-colored glasses, it's almost this energy of not looking at things so harshly and softening the edges. Because what you have coming in here is something you've been really waiting for a long time, a healing. It could be a healing of a situation from the past, because we have this rebirth card again, and it's been a long journey, right? But you're celebrating. You're celebrating. Yeah, listening to your intuition. Look at this. Intuition, listening to your intuition about how to heal this situation, how to heal yourself if you feel like you're the one that is still wanting to heal. And you may, sometimes when we go through a heartbreak or a difficult ending, we kind of go sometimes a little hog wild. We go that way because it's like, okay, I'm free. I'm going to go do my thing, right? And now it's kind of like coming back and saying, okay, that was fun for a while. I feel like you're kind of like, that was fun for a while, but it's not necessarily where I want to be. And it's kind of like realizing, okay, I've gone through that phase. I really get a sense. It's like, I've gone through that phase. What am I grateful for right now? Adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all of our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Yeah, I feel as if, sometimes there is, when things aren't coming in exactly the way we want them, we judge everything, right? We judge the new people that are coming in. We judge the situations. We judge the job. We judge, Susie's new hair, right? Or whatever, right? We judge everything. And then it's kind of like this energy of just embracing, of being grateful for everything, of understanding that, that everything comes onto our path for a reason. And things are not done to us. They're done for us. Okay. And sometimes when you think of it that way, it does help to embrace releasing that energy and kind of stepping into a sense of true healing. I feel like you're ending a difficult period and coming into an energy of truly healing instead of trying to find it in experiences or adventure or, kind of like snazzy things, It's kind of like understanding, grounding yourself. So Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. Hello there, Scorpio. So let's see what this new full moon in Libra is bringing in for you. So I'm going to pull 2 cards about what to release as this full moon comes in, and then 2 cards about what is trying to come into your path. So we have 10 of Pentacles and the Hermit. Interesting energy. And then what do we have here? Hanged Man, Knight of Swords, the Emperor. Okay, nice energy. Aries energy. You do not have to be dealing with it, an Aries, but kind of coming into this sense of, coming into your power, learning how to be in your power, of making choices that are more powerful for you. There's a sense of what you're perhaps having to release is this energy of trying to, the 10 of Pentacles is, legacy wealth. And the Hermit is kind of like this energy of being, solitary. You may have been in this energy of trying to create a lot of wealth by yourself somehow, or holding on to a lot of money by yourself. There's, the Hermit has a lot of wisdom, but with the 10 of Pentacles, it's almost as if you're trying to gain a lot of money with the 10 of Pentacles. Gaining a lot of money. I feel like you're shifting your energy a little bit. 2 of Cups, King of Swords, Temperance. It's taken a lot of time. You're kind of coming to an end of focusing. I feel like there's been a lot of focus on money and coming into a more loving type of energy of recognizing that, the King of Swords can be a little bit stubborn. With the Hermit energy, you may have felt a little bit like I have to do it. It has to be done my way in order to make as much money as you possibly can. This is kind of coming into a little bit, 2 of Cups could be a business partner. It could be a romantic partner, but kind of like an energy of doing it with less emotional turmoil. Let's put it that way, right? Of understanding that we can work together, listening to each other, expressing what it is that you need in a connection or in a business connection, in order to have everyone kind of a little bit more loving, right? So let's see what is trying to come in here. We have the Hanged Man, Queen of Swords on the bottom. So we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Interesting. Okay, we have the Hanged Man and the Knight of Swords. It's this energy of finding a new perspective about determination. You know, the Knight of Swords is very determined, right? But sometimes can be a little bit out for themselves, you know, doesn't necessarily have a lot of tact. And with the Hanged Man there, it's about getting another perspective about that, about embracing this energy of loving yourself and loving everyone else that's involved in a situation, because you have the Seven of Swords and you have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about fear. You know, understanding that when you're really coming into this energy of understanding how when you are kind of determined to do it your own way, maybe a little bit sneaky, there, you know, with the Seven of Swords, that you're really self-sabotaging yourself. You're holding yourself back. Your fears are holding yourself back. And your fears are because you're concerned about finding, about others finding out how truly loving you are, Scorpio. But it's like you're almost like not allowing it to be seen. We have the King and Queen of Cups. And we have the King and Queen. Yeah. King and Queen of Swords. Really interesting, because what you have here is you have air signs and you have water signs, and you're a water sign. Of recognizing, you know, I feel like you're getting a different perspective about a relationship. Two of Cups here, right? That you may have been looking at it very almost sterile, analyzing it, you know, yeah, I'm just going to say that. It's like over analyzing, you know. There's this sense of over-analyzing it, and now you're getting a different perspective, that when it all softens, there's this sense of it all softens when you step into the love. Like, I feel like there may be a huge, or what you're coming out of is a period where you were really focused on money, perhaps making money, you know, and once again, maybe making money your way, doing things your way. And now you're kind of realizing, yeah, I think I'm ready for love. Really interesting, because we have the Emperor, and then we have the Page of Wands and the King of Swords. Yeah, I think you're learning that, you know, the King and Queen of Swords are kind of, you know, very much, stubborn. You know, they can be a little bit stubborn, little my way or the highway, you know. And then this is kind of like, okay, I'd like to hear what you have to say. Oh, well, this is how I feel. You know, it's kind of like a mutual agreement, compromising. This is compromising, right? What can I do to make a difference? What keeps you up at night? What makes you cringe when you think about it, such that every ounce of you screams no more? Where can you create purpose out of your pain? Make a difference in someone's life today, big or small, because all of it makes a difference. Yeah, I feel as if, you know, there is this little bit of, you know, focusing on money, focusing on me, right? Focusing on what I want with the King of Swords. But I feel as if you're coming out. That's what you're releasing, right? Because what you're doing is now you're coming into this energy of, how can I take what was painful? You know, what perhaps somebody did to me. You may have thought that before. And now you're saying, no, wait a minute. They did it for me. Because now I realize that, you know, being in this type of energy, it can get lonely, right? It's not very loving. It's kind of like, okay. And stepping into this more loving type of energy. All right. Well, okay. Scorpio. I almost said Cancer. Scorpio. I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right. We're moving on to Sagittarius. Hello, Sag. How are you? So we're going to pull 2 cards for what you are to release in this full moon, and then 2 cards about what to embrace in this full moon. So what is trying to come your way? Oh my goodness, we have so much major arcana coming out, which I'm not surprised. This is a big full moon. Oh my gosh, all 4 cards are major arcana. 6 of Pentacles. This is helping you to come into balance. You know, having, ending a cycle and needing to release this energy of trying to find a different perspective about being by yourself. You know, you could have been single for some time. Holding out for, holding out. Wow. Knight of Pentacles. I feel like for some of you, you've been like, you're having to, Gemini had somewhat of a similar reading. Having to kind of like end this idea of what you think your 9 of Cups is. It's almost like it's unattainable. But you had to go through this journey of trying to bring it in, and now you're stepping into this truth. It's about allowing yourself to kind of like say, okay, I'm ready to, I'm going to put down this expectation, this idea of what I think my 9 of Cups is, and then embrace this energy, because I feel like there's something really beautiful that's wanting to come in, but it's not going to be what you think you want. Yeah, 5 of Wands. If you continue on this path of holding on for one thing, of holding on to the truth, or getting the truth from somebody, okay? Or feeling like, you know, the only way you'll be happy is if you have this one thing, okay? You're going to find that you just have more regrets and more heartache. There is this strong sense of having to release that because we have the Star and the High Priestess here. So there's this about going into your intuition, following your intuition, because you have a special gift that you need to share with the world. But what you're thinking is, and it could be your career, you maybe are wanting to make a big shift in your career, because it's kind of like the career that you thought was your truth, was your gift to give to the world, right? You're moving on to something else with the 8 of Cups. You're moving on because you're finally kind of allowing yourself to change what it is that you think your 9 of Cups is, right? What it is that you want in your life. That could have to do with a relationship, a job, where you live, you know, all kinds of different things. You're kind of like saying, okay, I've kind of gone through that. You either acquired it or you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm just changing my mind about it. Okay. If you're feeling that way, it's because yes, that has come to an end for you. And now you're kind of moving on to find something else that is going to be so much more fulfilling. Yeah, what is my body telling me right now? Our body speaks to us. Through physical pain or discomfort, our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears and beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. Get the book Heal Your Body by Louise L. Hay and find the answers toward which your body is guiding you. Yeah, you know, with the intuition here, healing the Star card, healing your body by making some change, some, you know, definite changes in your life. Now, I'm not a medical professional. If you feel like you have, you know, something that's, you know, you need to see a doctor, please go see a doctor. But this book, Heal Your Body, It really is a pretty incredible book about how, the pain in certain situations, really does kind of like sit in our body. And she does have some great ways about how to move that out, to how to heal that, and to move into a healthier, mindset and also body. So you may want to check that out. So Sag, really, I send you love and hugs, and please take good care of yourself at this time. This is something that you're definitely working through, but it is all to bring in this healing and also this balance, into your life. So it's lovely. That part is lovely. All right. Much love and light to you. See you later, Sag. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what we have for you. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling 2 cards for what you are to release in this full moon, and then 2 cards for what to embrace, what to help bring into your life. So, and this is all to help bring more balance into your life. So let's see what we have. Yeah, and oh my gosh, Emperor on the bottom. You could be dealing with an Aries, but you don't have to be. Yeah, it's about understanding that there are, silver linings to our life, that to move on and not allow the fear to stop us. You see how this is moving on, and this is the fears, right? It's like you can't move any further until you eliminate these fears. It's like she's coming along, and then she can't get out of around the fears. So there is this energy of releasing the fear. The fear, I'll go ahead and clarify that. The fear, and it has maybe to do with money, because it is pentacles, of losing your stability. Yeah, it's about looking at other options, choosing another path. It's just time. It's just time. And Capricorn, you've been having this in, your energy for some time. It's about having the strength and courage to look at other options that can bring you stability. It's you are stopping yourself. And so it's about releasing those fears and saying, okay, what else is out there for me? Because look at this, the universe is trying to bring in something. The Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the universe. Something that will grow and bring you the money that you may be seeking, to help you to heal perhaps your financial stability. But this new offer cannot come in until you release the fears. And that just means, Capricorn, is just try to embrace the energy of, okay, I am open to other options. Just say to the universe, and truly believe it, say to the universe, I am open to other options. If another option comes my way, and then an option is going to come your way. But it's about not putting the fear back up, right? Of coming up with 1,000 excuses why you can't do it. It's this energy of really embracing any offers or other options that you may have. Now, I'm not saying the first option that comes your way, you take, right? But it's about looking at the option clearly and not with fear. Looking at it and not having an excuse as to why you can't do that, right? It's about, okay, but the excuse itself is fear. If you find yourself using excuses for why you're not trying anything new or looking at life in a new way, it's fear, okay? Our excuses are actually fear. So, oh my gosh, am I afraid to be seen? The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light. And look at this. You have your light to shine, right? You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. And I love that energy, because I feel like, this is an energy of miser, holding on, hoarding, just feeling like, oh, I have to hold on to everything. That comes from not trusting yourself, not trusting your own decisions, of looking at decisions and just thinking, oh, I can't make a choice. I don't have the courage to make a choice. This is about stepping into looking at other options and being and trusting yourself to make a decision that is going to bring you this stability, this financial. I really think this is with finances, because there's we have the Emperor, we have Pentacles here. I think it really has something to do with your finances, but it will bring you a celebratory type of energy when you step into that energy, and you're going to feel more powerful. Right now, it's almost this energy of you feel like you don't have any control in your life, and it's really because your fears. You're allowing your fears to hold you back from that. All right, Capricorn, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you so much love and light, and I hope to see you again really soon. All right, moving on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, we're doing 2 cards for what to release with this full moon, and 2 cards for what is wanting to come in. 4 of Swords, lots of healing. Wow. Okay, so, you have a difficult ending here. There's something that needs to end in order to help bring this balance into your life. That is what this whole full moon is about. But let me check on this. Yeah, you have to, Empress, a rebirth is wanting to happen here. You have to take action to go into a new path. What you're trying to manifest in the same in the same energy, in order to truly end this energy and to move it out of your life so that you can step into something more balanced. You have to take a new approach. So, it's kind of like, okay, say you want to lose some weight, right? You cannot continue eating the same foods that you're eating and expect to lose weight, right? You have to make some change. So if you are feeling this type of energy at all, and you're trying to bring it into balance, it's like the way that you're trying to do it is not working. It's time for something new. So it's about looking at how you are trying to overcome an ending. For some of you, it could be escapism, right? So you could, be watching a lot of Netflix, or you could be, out carousing, or spending a lot of money. You're trying to balance out this sadness by using something else, but that other thing is holding you back from what it is that you are truly going to love. This energy of being independent and free and having the type of life that you're truly wanting. You can't have that healing, right? You can't bring in this love. It's hard to love yourself when you're still kind of like just trying to balance out this sadness from the past. It's almost like go ahead and allow those feelings of sadness to come up and heal them, instead of almost escaping from them. That's how I feel. Like you have to make something. You might be almost tricking yourself into thinking that you have balanced out that energy when you truly haven't. Whatever you're using to try to balance it out is not working. So it's about allowing yourself to step away from whatever it is that you're doing to try to balance it out. I had a friend once that went through a difficult breakup. And then all she did was start spending money. And a lot of it, and she spent it on things, almost like to try to make herself feel better, right? And you know, I mean, we all understood it, right? But it was, you know, over the top, you know. And then all of a sudden she found herself in a lot of credit card debt too. So it was kind of like, you know, what she was doing to try to get to escape from this pain was only causing more pain. And that's, I think the energy here is, it's kind of like it's time to go ahead and feel the pain. And, you know, Aquarius, sometimes that's, you know, really difficult, but it's like if you feel like you need just to have a good cry, but you're afraid to start crying because you're afraid you won't stop crying, you know, I understand that, but it's also like you can't mask it anymore. You know, it's almost like you're trying to pretend that you are okay when you're truly not. And it's time to take action to move in a different direction. Because when you do, you have this lovely energy of stepping into this new chapter. And very quickly, oh my goodness, yeah. Knight of Pentacles, it's taking you some time. I feel like you're going to, whatever this difficult ending was, I feel like it was something that you feel that was done to you instead of for you. Because here's this, it's toxic. You know, whatever that situation was, it was toxic. The universe took that situation away from you because they knew that you needed this balancing out in your life. It's almost like you're holding on to that. Because when you're trying to, like my friend that was shopping, right? She was shopping and then it was kind of like, well, I'm doing this because I'm so sad, you know, or I'm, you know, oh, I'm not sad because I'm shopping, you know, but it's about taking a good look. What is it? What is kind of like bringing you out of balance, because there this is lovely energy, Aquarius, and it comes in very quickly when you allow this to drop out, when you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to allow myself to feel those feelings. And then at some point it is about, you know, saying, okay, I'm putting that to the side and I'm embracing the new. You know, when you go on a new path, every time the old kind of pops up in your head, you kind of put it to the side and say, okay, thank you. You know, I'm moving on from that. And kind of embracing, I feel like you may not be embracing this new because you've kind of gotten into, this is a vicious cycle of trying to cover up the sadness. And now it's kind of like, it's a hard cycle to break, right? So let's see what we have here with your Soul Truth card. Where can I ask for more help in my life? Yeah, until we can receive with an open heart, we're never really giving with an open heart. When we attach judgment to receiving help, we knowingly or unknowingly attach judgment to giving help. And Aquarius, it is that energy of understanding that, you know, when you're in this type of energy, you're not really opening yourself up to, you know, new love, new opportunities. Not that you haven't gotten any, right? But it's also like you're not embracing those too. And there is something beautiful that is wanting to come in, and really a new chapter where you're not going to think about this last chapter, you know? It just really kind of lovely, lovely energy. So just take a look at what is going on, what you could be masking by using something else. I would say that that is the thing to look at. And even if you feel like you're over, you know, this pain, and you're like, no, I really don't. Really take a look at the things that you are doing, you know, when, you know, I've had a lot of friends and my sister that, you know, shop when they are not in a good place, right? When they're sad about something, they go shopping. It can be, you know, almost like an addiction, right? And I don't know why I keep saying shopping. So that might be resonating with some of you, because I'm personally not a big shopper. So it's kind of like that energy. Or you could be, you know, drinking, you know, having some type of habit that whenever you feel like this pang, a little pang of sadness come in, it's kind of like you may, you know, go shopping, online shopping, right? Or you may, you know, go drinking or go out with your friends or something like that. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there, Aquarius. I do wish you much love and light in this situation, all your situations, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, hello there, Pisces. It's so good to see you. So I am going to be doing, I'm going to be pulling 2 cards for what you are to release in this full moon in Libra, and then 2 cards for what you can expect that's trying to come in on your path once you release this. So let's see what we have here. Okay. Very interesting. Let's see what we have here. 7 of Swords on the bottom. Okay, so you know, there's this sense of holding yourself back from something that you truly love or truly want to do. It's about releasing that energy of stepping into what it is that you truly want for yourself, loving yourself enough that you'll make those choices to not, you know, stay in this cage. And the cage kind of represents, you know, those expectations of ourselves, or perhaps those expectations that others have for us. Stepping out of that cage, truly loving yourself and understanding that, okay, I am going to begin embracing making choices and doing those things that I am, you know, called to do. The Queen of Cups is very intuitive, that I'm called to do and that I want to do. Because coming in is this very long, you know, after a long period of time, you're going to find victory in something that you really want. And it comes after a time of realizing that the only thing that's holding you back is yourself. Yeah, lots of, you know, we have the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords here. Understanding that the sadness that you are feeling about some situation has, you know, put you onto this new path. It's time to embrace your true love for yourself. Because Pisces, this Knight of Pentacles moves slow. This energy of healing moves very slow, but it is building a strong foundation for you. You know, it's one of the best cards in the deck because it means that you're building something very strong, and it may take some time for you to find the victory. There may be these obstacles along the path. You've already gone through some of them, okay? But you are moving into a very victorious energy because you have had the perseverance to sustain this, to get past all of this energy. Yeah, look at this. Putting time and energy into building those new belief systems around yourself. And we have a High Priestess. So the Hierophant and the High Priestess are like a very spiritual connection that this person is coming in on your path. But I feel like there's this energy of you had to go through some difficult times in order to get there. They're saying something that you feel like was done to you, was done for you, to put you onto this path, to come into alignment with somebody that is spiritually in alignment with you. Lovely, lovely energy, really lovely. How can I surrender even more in this moment? Yeah, it is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It's time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see yet, but you know is coming. Okay, so Pisces, the message I was getting when I was reading that is that, you know, it's kind of like the expectations of what other people have for you, of what you may have put onto yourself. You have released some of that. You have released some of that. But at the same time, it's understanding that the universe has to have room to work. You've been through a lot. And so when you've been through a lot and you're trying to come out of this cage, right? It's this energy of, because you've had so much heartbreak and pain. Where's my Ten of Swords and my Three of Swords? This is very difficult energy, right? Well, when you're in that energy or you're overcoming that energy, it's really hard to trust again. It's hard to trust others. It's hard to trust yourself, because it's kind of, oh my gosh, how did I get myself into that situation? How did I pick that person to be a romantic partner? Why did I choose that job? Whatever has brought you disappointment. The nice thing is that the Ten of Swords is at the end. You're at the end of that difficult cycle. But you're at this point where you have to trust again. You have to trust the universe. You have to surrender to the universe and say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to love again. I'm ready to go on a new path of, a new career path, a new job, a new house, wherever it is that you feel like you're being called to go, because it's all about trusting the universe, allowing the universe to maneuver things around you, right? If you feel like you're trying to control a lot, that is going to almost bring these more obstacles in. It's about surrendering to the universe, because there is a beautiful connection that's trying to come in, but it can't come in until you just trust your intuition, until you trust yourself again, right? And just listen to your intuition about where to go next. It's a lovely, once you get into that energy of, listening to your intuition and then following it, it's kind of like, then it'll take you to the next step, and then take you to the next step, and continue on that path. Because there's something really beautiful here that's trying to come in, something that will be worth your time and energy, even though there may have been something in the past you put a lot of time and energy into and did not turn out the way that you wanted it to. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light. Bye for now.